2025 is finally upon us, and with every new year comes an opportunity for us to reflect on who we've been and who we want to be moving forward. However, those who cannot remember the past are doomed to repeat it. It's a new era for wrestling fans. WWE is officially on Netflix, and while there's no better time than now for WWE to reinvent themselves free from the toxicity of Vince McMahon, the debut episode of Raw on Netflix was too safe. Okay, don't get me wrong, the presentation was perfect. Visually speaking, this debut was truly immaculate. The introduction video had me in my feels, and I loved the first 10 minutes of it until it dawned on me. This debut isn't for me. This show isn't for the dedicated fans who follow week to week. This debut lived in a vacuum, a bedazzled vacuum with neon red Netflix signs on it. It was a viral star-studded event, big-time PLE vibes, but what about developing storylines? Well, there wasn't much for us to sink our teeth into. And so the question still remains, what will a Netflix era look like moving forward? Will WWE continue to pander to the casual audience and lose their soul to the corporate puppet masters? Or will they recapture the jaw-dropping drama that was the road to WrestleMania 40 last year? Those are some of the questions we'll be exploring today as we embark on WWE's Netflix era.
All right. Now, here we go!
In 2024, this new WWE regime shattered records left and right. Arena gates and TV ratings are through the roof right now. And with over 280 million subscribers and counting, Netflix will undoubtedly introduce WWE to a larger audience than ever before. Triple H himself has predicted this Netflix era to outperform the legendary Attitude Era. But here's the problem. $5 billion is a shit ton of money. That kind of contract most certainly has strings attached. This Netflix deal will bring a mass appeal, but at what cost? Will the loyal fan base become ostracized? Will wrestling lose its edge? Many feel like it already has. WWE has steadily moved from counterculture to corporate since the early 2010s. Some fans think they sold out and altogether stopped watching until this most recent resurgence. You see, the thing is, wrestling is punk. And I don't just mean this guy. The bedrock of WWE, the WWE that most longtime fans identify with, was forged in the fire of rebellion. It was in-your-face entertainment that, for better or worse, shocked you to the core. For many die-hard fans, pro wrestling is counterculture, like the anti-establishment anti-hero Stone Cold Steve Austin. Many people hope that streaming would mean a return to this renegade alternative culture that
Gen X
fell in love with so long ago. But if this January 6 Raw debut taught us anything, it's that WWE plans on playing it safe and sticking to the mainstream status quo. Let's bring out Hogan. He gets booed out of the arena. Hey, let's bring out Travis Scott. He's a popular rapper, right? Travis Scott gives the entire Los Angeles crowd secondhand high as they fall asleep during a nothing match between Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso. Hey, you know what? Let's have The Rock be the brand ambassador and open the show. Let's have have him give the Netflix audience his $1 million smile and completely undermine the intelligence of loyal fans by utterly disregarding the ongoing blood feud between him and Cody Rhodes. Let's have The Rock put the world champion over so the casuals know to cheer for that guy with the blonde hair. No. But 8 months ago, The Rock ruthlessly beat Cody half to death and left him bleeding in the rain in front of his own tour bus. The Rock gave Cody 50 lashings and literally smeared the man's blood on a weight belt and said he was gonna present it to Cody's mother. Flash forward to the Raw Netflix debut, and The Rock is speaking to Cody, our world champion, who's sitting in the front row like he bought a ticket to the show because he wanted to see The Rock cut a corporate BS promo. And what does The Rock say to Cody? Tell Mama Rhodes I say hello. The whole thing just felt so backhanded, disingenuous, and awkward. And yes, I know, The Rock showed up at NXT the next day saying all that was a year ago. It wasn't. And he told skeptical fans to
shut their mouth and enjoy the ride that The Rock is taking them on.
Because we don't know what lies ahead. True, we don't know what lies ahead of this. But what we do know is only 2 months ago, you showed up at Bad Blood threatening Cody and Roman with an ominous throat slash after they defeated Solo Sikoa and his bloodline. But what does The Rock do at this debut Raw? He presents Roman with the Ulafala, crowning him the rightful tribal chief after he defeated who? Solo Sikoa. Oh, and would you look at that? The Rock and Cody are chumming it up and sipping Terramana in the parking lot like nothing ever happened. I mean, was it just me, or did it feel like this Raw was taking place in some strange alternate reality? I mean, how do you go from threatening someone's mother to hugging them and saying, I love you, without ever even apologizing to them? Oh, but there's gonna be a twist. Let them cook. But that doesn't explain why Cody is all of a sudden buddy-buddy with The Rock. Cody didn't even need to be in the audience. He isn't even a Raw guy. And I get it. WWE wants to expose the face of their company to the new Netflix audience. But this doesn't do anything for Cody but make him look like a simp once again. But hey, if you haven't been keeping up with WWE, none of this matters, right? The Rock is on your television, and he's the voice of Maui in Moana 2, and your kid loves him, so now you love him too. Let's make money. Wrong. Wrestling thrives on cult followings, whether you're a local indie promotion or a multi-billion-dollar brand. Be careful how you treat the heart and soul of your business, the people who've been with you since day one, because we're a very vocal bunch, and if we smell something fishy, we'll tell everyone we know, and we'll tell it to you straight. Just look at Hogan trying to promote his shitty beer company. It's just part of the culture, brother. The point is, loyalty is more valuable than any metric, and it can't be bought by product placements and celebrity guest stars. But whether or not this is a slow burn and there's a twist waiting to happen, there were no surprises for us loyal fans here on the debut episode of Raw. All the baby faces won clean, and it was happy ending after happy ending. Where's the conflict though? The story progression that makes us want to watch next week and the week after that. It's okay to have a feel-good moment, a feel-good show. I'm not here to rain on anyone's parade, but do we really need 45 minutes of celebrity appearances? I mean, seriously, most people don't care who's in the audience. Just get to the stories, get to the matches, let the talent sell the show. It was like WWE was trying to signal to people, see, it's okay to like wrestling now because Vanessa Hudgens and Wale are here. I also understand that first impressions are everything, but you're setting unrealistic expectations for what's to follow. The people who are tuning in to see celebrity spectacles are going to tune out once we get back to regularly scheduled program. And the people who tuned in to see great matches and great storytelling are going to walk away underwhelmed at best. The good news is every episode of Raw on Netflix won't be this way. However, WWE should remain very cautious of falling into the same traps as other beloved IPs. Everyone knows we're swimming in a sea of sequels, prequels, and remakes lately, and those horrible adaptations are proof that slick marketing, monster budgets, and all the nostalgia in the world simply cannot save a horrible script. Look, originality is overrated, but evolution is essential, and if you don't evolve, you die. Same goes for WWE, but WWE has a secret weapon here. While it's true wrestling is predetermined, it's also not necessarily beholden to a script. That's how they can truly stand out amongst an endless sea of nostalgia acts. You see, there's something truly fascinating happening with some of WWE's higher profile storylines right now. A new approach to sports entertainment that is beginning to take shape in this current era. And I'm not talking about drone shots, cool as they may be. No, I'm talking about a subtle shift in the way we tell stories in and out of this squared circle. So we know Triple H calls this era the Netflix era. Michael Cole calls it the Paul Levesque era. I call it the Meta era. Why? Because of this thing. The line between reality and fiction are beginning to blur again, just like in the fabled days of kayfabe, before the audience knew what was real and what was scripted. We're living in the age of information. Right now, thousands of wrestling fans are debating on who should face John Cena at WrestleMania, or who has the best ring gear, or who had the best comeback. Just below me is a comment section where you can share your hot takes and opinions. This constant stream of information has all but imploded the fourth wall. I mean, most wrestling fans know how the product is made, and they know even more about the people behind it. Because of this, WWE can play into real life perceptions beyond what's happening on screen. And that's exactly what we're craving right now. Something real. Not some slick marketing ploy. Perhaps the biggest example of this is the Cody Crybabies getting their wish at WrestleMania 40. I don't mean that as a slight. I was there in person in the stands. It was amazing. But there's other examples of this meta storytelling happening right now. Whether it's Wyatt Six acknowledging the real life passing of Bray Wyatt and the failed careers they've collectively experienced, or Kevin Owens acknowledging the hypocrisy and special treatment of Cody Rhodes. I mean, it's no coincidence that this is Cody's best storyline since becoming champion, because there's truth in Owens' words, and smart fans feel like they're being heard. All the while, Kevin Owens is suddenly doing the best work of his career because he's the best kind of heel, the kind of bad guy who tells it like it is. But more importantly, he's shining light on the meta commentary surrounding this special treatment of certain high-profile superstars. And what's more is they're beginning to kind of reverse engineer this meta style by creating off-screen moments like Owens attacking Cody off air. You're getting key moments of an ongoing feud from the perspective of a nearby fan's phone camera. However, the shining example of this meta storytelling is, well, the highlight of Raw's debut, the main event. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. There is so much history here and so many things that have been said off the record of WWE television that the whole thing feels so authentic in ways that no era could ever recreate. These two men actually hate each other. All you have to do is listen to some of their past interviews or dive into some threads online to see why this feud is so compelling. However, even if you don't have any prior knowledge or you don't have time to do some research, this match provides enough star power and in-ring storytelling to entertain a casual Netflix viewer. If WWE wants long-term success, if they want to have their cake and eat it too, they'll need to maintain this groundbreaking new method of meta storytelling throughout the roster and throughout their journey on Netflix. They'll need to trust the fans and not rely so much on vapid and shallow cash grabs. Netflix will bring big budgets and fresh eyes, but it's the story that keeps people watching. That's the only way that WWE is going to survive this style over substance content culture, creating a sort of pro wrestling renaissance. So as you guys can probably tell, we're getting into the weeds this year. There's nothing wrong with reviews and prediction videos, but our 2025 resolution here at Kayfabe Forever is to create a space where wrestling fans can delve deep into the philosophies and stories behind the unique art form that is pro wrestling. Because that's what wrestling is to us, an art form first and foremost. So expect deep dives and character studies like the massive one we're working on right now, Claymore, the Drew McIntyre story. And would you look at that? We've already got a trailer right there. Wow. But with that said, I wish you all a happy and prosperous new year, and until next time, thanks for watching.